Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Week in Technology. My name is Karamjit, your host, along with my host Aisha Mustafa. Aisha?
Hi.
How's the week been so far?
Okay.
Very good. Okay, Aisha's energy levels are a bit down today. You'll never hear that on a TV show, I guarantee you that. But
It's
anyway,
a Friday, give me a break.
Okay, it's a Friday. Alright, as usual we will start off with what we will normally talk about, which is the cover story for the following week. And for Monday's issue, which is actually out over the weekend on Saturday, we have an interview with a top consultant from Boston Consulting Group from their telco arm. And Aisha went for that interview, so she'll talk a little bit about what the gentleman said. And then I also will want to talk about TEAM, which has come up with some concrete proposals for Najib, our new Prime Minister, about what needs to be done to get the ICT and innovation agenda moving now. So that's pretty interesting. But first, over to you, Aisha. And what did the experts from BCG have to say about the telco industry?
I must say that I was quite impressed with the consultants from BCG, because I've interviewed a few consultants who I would name from big firms before, sure. And they gave me generic answers. But he was quite impressive, Ronald Nicol. So he basically acknowledged the problem with telcos right now, and I think they're also aware of the fact that now that everybody has mobile phones,
Absolutely.
How do they grow? Because everybody's on basically they've fished for all the fishes in the seas already. So I think telco, there's also a term called telco 2.0, simply because I think they understand that the business model is changing, and there hasn't been exactly a clear business model on where they're heading. So some of them are trying software as a service, some of them are trying to offer music and content. So it's an interesting time for the telco, especially but in this time it's good news, because telcos, they are relatively stable because of their subscription-based model, so they have regular cash flows. But the thing is, they can't grow.
Okay.
So basically, the article addresses on what other telcos have done and where they are heading. But currently, it's still not clear.
So, but the growth they're talking about will be where? In new markets, overseas markets, or?
Well, the thing is, with overseas markets, it would have to be a market where mobility is still very low. So, like India. Malaysia is an emerging market, but everybody here owns a mobile phone. So the thing with call plans and mobile phones, it's not going to grow. So if you're targeting that, there's only a certain amount of time, and that until it sort of saturates again. So you have to come up with new things to offer. And I think Malaysian telcos have gone into broadband. They've done now they're going head to head with BlackBerry, trying to target a niche market of business, entrepreneurs and also companies, but I think I have a feeling. I think that's also actually quite a small market.
Okay.
So between Maxis and Celcom, who are both trying to get into the business market, the business people, business savvy with BlackBerry, I think it's a small market too. So I think that's going to be saturated pretty soon. Yeah. So it's really an exciting time for them to come up with, to see what next.
Okay. Challenging too. Well, we'll look into that. That's interesting. Thanks a lot. And then we'll move on to the next topic, which is also in Net Value 2.0, coming out tomorrow over the weekend, which is on TEAM, talking about some of its proposals, for the government to do immediately. I think this has been, Aisha, the best article that TEAM has contributed, and it's one of the best articles we have run in Net Value. Really, it's just brilliant. And they just got straight to the point about what needs to be done. And just a little bit about what they said. They said we need to institute a Buy Malaysia First, but on merit, a policy. And this is, if you're serious about moving up the value chain, come on, and we want to create technologies and products and services for the world, shouldn't our own country be using it first? So they were talking about the government, and they want this drive to be specifically driven by the Prime Minister, to focus on government consumption of more Malaysian technology products and services, where these are on par with international ones. They've been benchmarked. And we know MDEC has been going on a benchmarking exercise. So they've got a very good pool of companies that are globally competitive in terms of the products and services they're offering. You were going to say something, Aisha?
No. I was just wondering. Why? I mean, when you said it's supposed to be headed by the Prime Minister, it's supposed to be its top agenda, and I was actually wondering how technically savvy our Prime Minister is. It will be quite interesting to
we'll
to
ask
assess,
for his personal email account the next time we catch up with him.
I don't know how I'm going to find that out, but
it'll be good to know. We may not be able to share that with you readers, but I think we'll be able to get his personal email. But I mean, that doesn't, it's not an indication that he's tech savvy. But I think the idea is they just want the Prime Minister to be specifically focusing on this so that it becomes serious, and other various ministries say they have to start adopting more local homemade software.
I think the Prime Minister has to be tech savvy because when you are tech savvy, you understand the importance of ICT. Once you understand that, then you can drive it properly. If you're not in love with technology, you cannot drive ICT. It's as simple as that. It's a sexy word to say. ICT is going to bring us out of our agriculture-based economy. But until you understand, until you have a love for it, you're not going to properly drive it.
That's too high an expectation to ask for someone like Najib, who's already, 55 years old. You know, and these guys are just so busy. Will they have time even, to be interested in picking up new skills?
Well, like I say, I mean, if you want to develop a knowledge economy and you're talking about you want to move from an agriculture-based plantation-based economy, then that has to happen. So it's really up to.
I don't think it's necessary. I think as long as the people around him realize the importance of technology as a productivity tool, as a differentiator, as a tool the government can extend its service better, that's good enough, I think.
But he's the one that gives the say at the end of the day, so I think it's.
From what we hear, he's a very good listener also, and I think if he hears this consistently from the people around him, he will adopt this,
I hope so.
It's absolutely a no-brainer. But I mean, just talking about that, then just jumping, from that is I guess, what are your thoughts about him, keeping Ongkili as the Minister of Science then?
I think well, he's had a very short tenure before this new reshuffle. So I think we should try and give him some room to breathe and give him a little bit of chance.
You mean Ongkili, right?
Yeah, because I know he's trying to do this grassroots innovation where he's trying to get the common people to come up with ideas. And he's also another thing he's also doing is he's trying to set up an internet bank for ideas. And from there I can see what I can conclude, like assume only that he feels that ideas and innovations can come from common people, and I think he wants to extract that, so I think that's a good base to start from, so I give him a couple of months and see whether he comes up with sort of anything revolutionary out of it, so
I don't think that's one of the points team mates. There's no need to come up with anything revolutionary. We've got all the plans and programs in place. It's really about executing them now and not waiting, and we know where the loopholes are, the weaknesses are, and we got to plug those weaknesses right now, not tomorrow. It's too late for tomorrow. So that's some of the points they were making. But I mean, with Najib saying that every 6 months he's going to personally evaluate the various ministers, that's great. So instead of us doing our yearly report card, 6 months from now, which actually ties up with the end of the year, we will come up with our report card on Ongkili too then.
Which might make our job easier, so now we only have to rate Najib, because he's the one that's here.
Yeah, no, we do want to rate Ongkili too. I think that's important. So we'll look at 6 months from now, we're going to rate Ongkili, how he's done. And the clock starts ticking now for him too, and the ministry under him, Mosti, which by the way, on Monday, we finally got a confirmed interview with the Director General of Mosti, so we're really looking forward to that. But we've come to the end of our, YouTube mandated, 9 minutes 45-second show. We want to thank you for watching, and as Aisha, reinforces every week, do give us your feedback on how we can make the show better. Nothing is too sharp or too barbed, as long as it's constructive. So, do share with us your feedback. We appreciate you watching the show. Have a great week, have a great productive week ahead with technology, and we'll see you next week.